An update on one of our biggest stories heading into the new year. The Department of Health and Human Services cutting off all federal child care payments to Minnesota. This is in response to allegations of sweeping fraud. Fox News correspondent Garrett Tenney joins us now with more. Hi, Garrett.
Hey, Taylor, we're talking about $185 million that is now frozen. And this particular federal funding for child care programs is just one small part of the billions of dollars that prosecutors say has been stolen by criminals each year going back to 2018. A big reason HHS says it is pausing these funds is that the state of Minnesota still hasn't seemed to get its arms around what's happening.
We believe the state of Minnesota has allowed scammers and fake daycares to siphon millions of taxpayer dollars over the past decade.
Any dollar stolen by fraudsters is stolen from those children. Yesterday, I spoke directly with the director of the Minnesota Child Care Services Office. She could not tell me with confidence whether those allegations of fraud are isolated.
Congressional investigators are also now looking into the alleged fraud happening in Minnesota. Today, the House Oversight Committee announced 2 hearings on the scandal. The first, a week from today, will feature testimony from several Minnesota state lawmakers, including the chair of the fraud committee that has been sounding the alarm on these problems for almost a year now. Here she is yesterday on Kudlow.
I think he has been derelict in his duties for 7 years. We warned him about these daycare fraud allegations last year. We did a full hearing on it in February, and they have done nothing since then. Even where there's clear signs and clear red flags, they haven't stopped payment. It is unconscionable.
The second hearing will be in February, and congressional investigators have invited both Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and the state's Attorney General Keith Ellison to testify. This past hour, Walz's office responded to that invitation with this statement, telling us, "We're always happy to work with Congress, though this committee has a track record of holding circus hearings that have nothing to do with the issue at hand. While the governor has been working to ensure fraudsters go to prison, the president has been selling pardons to let them out." Walz testified before this same committee back in June on a state's sanctuary policy, so it sounds like he's open to doing it again. But given how quickly this story has been developing, there is a ton that could happen between now and then. Taylor?
Garrett, thank you so much. Who's outraged the most? The longer this goes on, the more frustrated I get. And I'm going to say something, and it's a joke because it is illegal and I would never recommend this. But I texted my dad last night and I said, what if every single American got together and decided, I am not going to pay taxes next year until they fix this crap? That's how outraged I am that we are working 6 months out of the year just to then finally get a paycheck, because half of our income goes to the government and it is going to fraud, waste, and abuse. I want to turn the spigots off until they fix this. I'm not advocating to not pay your taxes. You have to pay your taxes. But I'm getting to that point where I am frustrated.
It's even worse than that, because the federal government is running a $2 trillion annual deficit, roughly. It was a little less than that last year. So we're literally borrowing money to have it basically be defrauded from the American people by these individuals who run these states, and it's everywhere.
Well,
but what you said, what did Walz
It gets me,
say?
yeah. I mean, he tweeted out, this is Trump's long game. We spent years cracking down on fraudsters. It's a serious issue, but this has been his plan all along. He's politicizing the issue to defund programs that help Minnesotans. What's his plan all along? To let you run a huge fraud Ponzi scheme to fund Somalis and then call you out on it? I mean, here's what strikes me. You're making this a political issue. It's a forensic one right now. This is akin to, you notice an errant charge on your credit card.
Yep.
Do you just say, hey, let me just see what happens. Let me see if there's any other charges? No, you call, you freeze the account, and you get to the bottom of it, which is exactly what the federal government is doing.
What realistically can we do, though? Because in the private sector, you go through audits. Every time you file a quarterly earnings report, you have an accountant signing off and saying, I've gone through these numbers and generally they look okay. That is normal GAAP accounting.
Right, but this type of fraud doesn't happen in the private sector. This happens in the public sector and over again. I'm glad to see the spigot being cut. My hope is that it's cut not just when it comes to this one particular daycare program, but government funding of health care and housing subsidies and school lunches and job training and all the corporate subsidies. Let's get broad here and cut out all these subsidies. And to your point, Dagen, it's incredibly frustrating, especially at a time we talked about Americans are putting these Christmas gifts on credit card bills. Yep. They're not feeling the result of the positive economy. Where is so much of that money going? It's going to fraud, exactly what we've seen happening in Minnesota.
As I often do, I am the voice of moderation in this, and so I will do so despite.
You got free money to give out? Can I take some?
You know, I'm old. What can I say? This has been going on for almost a decade. 90 people have already been charged. Multiple people have already been prosecuted. Just to put it in perspective, it's not like this has gone on and nothing absolutely has been done. But nothing has been done to stop it going forward.
Right.
That's the problem. So just to be clear on what we're talking about here, and you know, I'm also sympathetic, and this will be a popular voice too, to people that have come into the country from outside. I'd like to be sure that when we're going to prosecute these people, we're prosecuting the right people, because I don't know if it's the parents, the Somalis. You know, oftentimes immigrant populations can be taken advantage of, and are they behind it all? Who's behind it all? Let's make sure we get the right people.
Yeah.
Last point, and that is, if it's going on in Minnesota, Minnesota is not noted for being the hotbed of fraud. I wonder,
it is now.
Yeah. Well, it has not been in the past, and I've spent a lot of time in Minnesota, but I'm wondering where else this is going on.
California,
everywhere.
I mean, everywhere. This is what I said yesterday, is in accounting, in public company accounting, whenever you find an irregularity and start digging in, it never gets better, it gets
and
worse.
Is this just one?
No,
right?
It's the cockroach theory.
Yeah.
Where there's one, there are thousands.
And, you know, Jeff, I think they lean into people's sympathy. You know, don't you care about the children?
Yeah.
Who doesn't care about, everyone does, you know, don't you care about the children? But the purpose of government is not to redistribute income. We see that it's not to take from one group and give to another. A government is a policeman. It's a gun. Its role is to protect our rights, not to feed, house, clothe, educate, and basically be a cradle-to-grave welfare system for everyone under the sun, no matter what their nationality might be.
From this day, well, I never gave in to the emotional manipulation by politicians that, oh, you don't care about lower income Americans, the impoverished, children, because you don't believe in just reckless, profligate spending by the government. I don't believe in any government spending any longer, because the people in charge at the federal level and the state and local level don't care about how those dollars are spent. And I think the biggest problem are the Republicans. The Republicans are the ones who continue to sign off on these programs. The Republicans had their hands in the $2 trillion CARES Act, and it's been thrown, which was at the beginning of COVID, which has been thrown back in their faces. To your point, Gavin Newsom did the same thing that Tim Walz did, talking about the fraud. He said that the federal CARES Act was rushed out by Trump, rushed out new unemployment programs without basic fraud safeguards to stop international crime rings. But California warned about it and stepped up to block $125 billion in attempted fraud, deploying ID verification. And Kevin Kiley noted it was backwards. California didn't do that. The state auditor found California didn't bolster its fraud detection efforts until months into the pandemic, and almost $33 billion was stolen because of it.
Yeah.
That they're they will lie and try to make Trump the problem when they're the grifters.
Well, it brings you back to, why did Elon Musk get run out of Washington, D.C.? Because he started digging in and finding where the bodies were buried on both sides indiscriminately. There's a lot of fraud, abuse, waste going on. The question is, what's the catalyst to actually get to a solution, right? You mentioned it. It was always a focus on speed of spending. How do we get this money allocated and out there, as opposed to the outcomes? Because think of all the good you could do for the underprivileged and the children if there wasn't all this waste. There'd be a lot more money to actually have good outcomes.
That's the argument, is that if you actually cared about the kids, you would get rid of the fraud, waste, and abuse, because then it would actually help the kids who need it. That's the argument. My favorite is my death row inmate who got the paycheck under the PPP plan in jail.
Right. Mark my words, the biggest federal program that is the biggest looming problem is Medicaid. And the Republicans did try to kind of trim away at it in the One Big Beautiful Law, but that is the biggest source of fraud. And it's only getting bigger.